Hey everybody, gonna come to you real quick today. It's getting kind of late in the day, but full disclosure, I don't put a ton of preparation and planning time into these weekly encouragement videos, and I know you probably know that. So, but I do want to share something really brief with you today. This morning, I'm typically here in the office in the mornings, for at least from 9 to noon, but some days I'm here all day. But this morning I had to make a delivery, and I was planning on being back in time to be here in the office for my typical office hours, but I didn't get back. Here's why. I ended up making several stops just to visit with some people. Some members, some non-members. I felt a little bit guilty, felt kind of bad that, I'm in the office and I tell people I have office hours and that I'm here from 9 to noon, Monday through Thursday at least. But then I quit feeling guilty about that because it felt really good to just be out of here for a while. It felt good to be away and be out seeing people and stuff. And I know that's a really important part of this job is checking in with people. I want to turn you to some scripture. Take a look at Hebrews, okay? Hebrews chapter 10, starting in verse 22. I'm going to read a couple of verses here to you, and I want you to think and ponder on that. And here's where I was led today when I started feeling bad about not being out here in the office. Hebrews 10, verse 22. Let us draw near to God with a sincere heart and with the full assurance that faith brings, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from guilty conscience and having our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. So, what started out as a day where I was going to try to hurry up and make this delivery and fly back, I ended up seeing a woman who has connection to South Zumbro outside with her grandson. And so I stopped in and visited with her. Then coming through Casson, I stopped by another member's home, whom then another connection to South Zumbro person stopped by this person's house. And so I ended up being able to visit with 3 different people today that I had no plans or intentions of visiting. And so just when I was starting to feel kind of guilty that I wasn't in the office, all of a sudden, like it says in Hebrews here, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promises faithful, and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. I was able to spur on those that I met with in love. They spurred me on as well. And then it says, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing. Sometimes we get so stuck in our routine, which routine is good. We like to have routine, but it's also good for us to get away from that sometimes, to get out of our comfort zone. And then all of a sudden, look at the blessings that happened. You didn't expect it, and then it happens. And so don't be surprised by it when it happens, but because it says it in scripture that these things will come upon you. And so rejoice, be happy in those moments. So I will say, if you stopped out of church today, this morning, and were expecting to see me or somebody here, I'm sorry. But I'm also really happy that I was able to not be here for a while and to visit people out at their homes and to just do something a little bit different. It was good for my soul. I hope it was good for them. But anyway, I guess that's my encouragement for you today is don't let the mundane things of your life just become that. And don't think that that's the only place that you can experience God. Sometimes we find like, oh, this makes me happy, and this is when I do my devotions, and this is when I pray, and that's my routine. And then it's almost like we contain that time as there's my time with God, and then the other time I'm doing my own thing. Well, sometimes when you're doing your own thing, that's where God shows up when you least expect it. So I think that happens to all of us. So that happened to me today, and so I'm just very grateful, very thankful that I had that opportunity. So anyway, a couple of opportunities. Last week during the message I mentioned that you don't have to qualify to attend a Bible study. And I think that any pastor would tell you that. I hope that any pastor would tell you that. I hope anybody who's leading a Bible study would tell you that there's no qualification. We often feel like, gosh, I don't know much and I'm going to feel embarrassed. I'm going to feel really awkward and out of place if I attend a Bible study. Please don't feel that way. And I understand, I get it, why you might feel that way. But I just want you to know, especially men, we're meeting on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for our Men of the Bible study. Please join us. We're not an intimidating group, I promise you that. So if you'd like to join us Saturday morning, it's going to be cold, so we will have some coffee, or you can bring your own coffee. It'll be warm here, and we'll open the Word. Then, of course, worship on Sunday, 9 a.m., and you know how to reach us that way. So there you go. There you have it. I thought I was going to be short and sweet, but imagine that. I went longer than I believe. Those of you that listen to the messages on Sunday, you're probably like, yeah, you preach way too long. Imagine that. His encouragement was way too long. Anyway, I love you. I love this opportunity just to bring some encouragement for the week. Rejoice, be happy, open the Word, and just remember, get out of your routine sometimes and know that God will be there too. I promise you that, and you'll be blessed in many ways that way too. So have a great week. Love you. Talk to you soon.